Now it's working. Now it's working. Hello everybody. Let me see if it's working properly. All right. Cool. All right. Hey, hello everybody. So good. I don't need it. All right. Let me see how you guys are doing. I'll do this in English. I think I have to put the camera a little bit. I'm alone here, so a little bit down here so you guys can see. Right? Yeah, better. So let me see the chat here. Can you hear? Is it good enough? everybody. So I have here my computer, so I'm reading all the comments while playing. That's fun. Salve. I will do this in English, by the way, so I want to talk Russia. That's fun. That's cool. The other day I met well, anyways. No, that's another story. So let's talk about practicing guitar. I want to talk about, for my guitar, speak Finnish. No, Ecuador. Let me know where you guys are from. So we have Russia, have Ecuador. ¿Cómo estás? Todos. What else? A lot of Brazilians, of course. It was a good time to practice your English. My English is very easy to understand for my fellow Brazilians, so don't worry. Germany, Bahia, an American here, that's good too. USA, Darren, yeah, a lot of Argentina, French, Brazil, Chile, Fresno, California, cool. Costa Rica, pura vida. Nice. Australia, France, it's crazy. That's so cool, man. It's great, it's great. I think I have to put my camera a little bit down, right? So we can, you guys can see myself a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's better. Right? Yeah. So, yeah. All right, so, yeah. Maybe it's better, yes. So, cool. All right, so I want to talk about practicing and answer questions and play a little bit. Let me know about the sound, if you guys can hear, because I'm using my phone to do this live, so it's not a, it's not like a normal setup here. You can hear from the speakers. So, yeah, and I'm reading the comments here. So, let me know if the sound is good enough. Sounds okay? Sounds good? Alright, that's fun then. Sofia. Sofia is the last date. Yeah, I was just talking about the flight back from Sofia. So Sofia is the last date of the tour. So Megadeth is doing an European tour in January. It starts on the January 20th in Finland, Helsinki, and the last date is in Sofia. 4 weeks later, I think it's 22nd, I guess, I don't know, we'll take, you have to check the date, so many different cities and countries, so take a look on the Megadeth website, and anyways, let's talk about guitar, so I think it's nicer. I want to know what you guys want to know, but basically I want to talk a little bit about practicing something. That's why I put it the title, how to practice a challenging solo. And a challenging solo can be, sometimes my own solos are pretty challenging for me. Sometimes, no, most of the times, when I have to revisit a solo that I recorded in the past and have to remember all the notes and the techniques, it's quite challenging in a way. Also, if I have to learn, Megadeth solos from Chris Paul and from Mark Friedman, normally it's quite challenging as well, because it's a different player, different techniques, and they have to memorize. You don't have the score in front of you. You cannot have notes to have in front of you when you're playing live, right? So, and then playing live is a great exercise because you have only one chance. So when the solo comes, and you have to play the solo, and that's it. You don't have, oh, sorry, let's try to do it again. So when you do, it's like doing a live now. If I play a wrong note, you guys gonna see it. If I do like just a YouTube video or Instagram video, it's much easier because if you do something wrong, you just record it again. But anyways, I have somebody from Greece as well. That's nice. I know some words from Greece that I learned from Gus G, so better not repeating those words here. Anyways, yeah, bonjour, ça va bien? And yeah, let's talk. I really like to go deep into how to practice, because nowadays you have so many things going on, and even if you're not if you're a full-time musician, if you're an artist and you're playing guitar, you think I'm playing guitar all the times, but actually you're doing a lot of stuff besides. You're doing a lot of stuff for your career, or you're traveling, or you have whatever stuff, that emails or interviews, or even setting up the live stuff here, and then you don't really have the time to practice, and then you have to be more precise in your practicing routine. Otherwise, you're not going to be ready for an important show or important tour. Let's say the Megadeth tour that is coming up in a month. I'm not yet practicing those songs, although I know how to play the songs, but I have to, like warm up and practice. So I have my routine, my techniques, and I can share some of the stuff here if you guys want, or any questions that I can see here. Any tips for practicing Tornado of Souls? Yeah, that's good. And Ezong asked me, like, any tip for practicing Tornado of Souls? So the solo, right? So for any solo, some little things that is good to address here. So we're not going that. Let's not go that complicated. But like the song I was just playing, if I get a lick and I want to play that song, or even Tornado, I can use Tornado as example as well. But let's use this one I just played. And if I have let's say a lick like this, right? So the first thing, basically the first thing you have to do is listen a lot, right? So you listen to the solo. Like if I have to learn a new solo from Megadeth, or if I have to relearn the solo that I recorded, I just listen many times, and if I have to memorize for a concert, I will be listening all the time, like in the car, and put the songs on my phone, and gonna be listening. So it's a way to memorize, immersion into that world. You want to play that solo, or that song, or that 20 songs for a concert, then you're gonna be listening all the time. So full immersion on that specific player or on that specific solo. Always listening. Okay, but when you're really practicing, you're not gonna be trying to play the entire solo. So let's say you want to play a Tornado of Soul, or you're gonna play this one. You're not right away address the full solo, because you're gonna be frustrated. Only if your technique is much, you're really capable technically to play that solo. But if not, if it's a challenging solo, you have to go step by step, and you have to find blocks on the solo. I would start on the easiest parts, at least technically speaking, although the difficult thing of the Tornado of Souls would be the interpretation of the solo. That's pretty hard. But to learn how to play the solos, or this one here that I just played. So instead of playing the whole song, there's a lot of notes. There are a lot of notes. So I just want to focus on this part of the theme, because it repeats many times. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 times on the song, I think, or 8. So it's an important part of the song because of the verse of the song. And then I would analyze what is the technique of this phrase. So in this case here would be the alternate picking, right? Right? So before you play the entire thing, you would understand that I would just get only that part, and then I would break down in smaller parts. And so let's say this is the first part, the, few notes. So I would play that and create a small exercise or a small lick only with this. Right? And now I'm able to play. So I would play half of the speed. Let me see the comments here. Anyways. Right, so I'm getting the vibe, but it's much slower. And now I'm checking the technique. Right? 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So then you really look and say like down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, right? Because now you're really like preparing to play the entire phrase, so that's very important. So now I would add the next part. There's a little legato here, so now I will be connecting those two blocks. Now it's the entire phrase, and then it sounds like a lick. So now we can put a backing track and just play that. So let's say. So I will keep playing this and get used to it. But now you shouldn't do this because I know I'm able to play that speed. But I would check any metronome you can tap and see the speed, the tempo of the song. I think this one is maybe 140, I guess. So let's say if it's 140, I will put 100, and then I will play it. Right? Cool. Now you know how to play in this lower, maybe 100 BPM, and now have a lick, and then you can just put any backing track in 100 BPM, 110, or just a metronome, and keep playing. And now you add the next part. So now that you know how to play the beginning, you know how to play the next one because it's the same technique. It's just different notes. So just a matter of memorizing. Right? So now the next part. So now you have to really analyze all the parts, so, just like a bar or two bars. And now you're going to notice that you have a string skipping here. So now you have to practice only the right hand. Right? So if you practice only the right hand, just to be sure that you're able to play. Right? So now the phrase is getting, we're getting there. It's slower, but I'm playing and it sounds like music. It sounds like the song. It sounds like a lick that you can even use. Could be a guitar riff. Right? So the main thing is like when you learn something and you just steal it in a good way and you start trying to improvise using the same technique and the same idea in different places, different keys, different octaves. At first, if it's a small lick, it's always easier to move around and use the same technique and the same idea, and then it starts, and then it will become your idea, because you just steal the concept and then start playing, and then it's gonna change somehow into your own way, and then you're gonna be able to use the kind of the same lick in a different situation, and then now it's your lick, So it could be a riff like this for a song. Right? Something like this, It's pretty similar, but it's different. So it's yours now. So let me see some comments here. By the way, if you want to I put in the description, guitarhacks.com. If you want to receive videos, because I just have a website, and I'm going to post some videos of me practicing during the tour, some other videos that I did, some content, a dedicated place for that. And of course, I'm going to bring more of this discussion and how to practice and how to break down licks and phrases and solos. And then, just like magic, you're going to be able to play what you want to play. There's a lot of techniques to practice, and I see a lot of people. Of course, there's a lot of great guitar players, and if you talk to all of them, you're going to discover each one has their own way to practice, but it always goes to the same place somehow. So you figure out how to practice, and when you do that, you just everything's it's easier, and then you don't need to spend hours and hours to practice technique. You can really skip that and play music, and be more creative, because in the end of the day, that's the reason you're gonna practice some technique and have a structure to how to practice. And like this, you can do more music, you can compose more, you can jam more, but with good quality, because you know how to practice. You do your homework, you have fundamentals, good technique, and then you're able to play, whatever you want. Kind of, some stuff are pretty difficult sometimes, but the fundamentals, and that's the idea, that's the concept, and you don't need to be like, oh, I have to practice 10 hours a day if I want to play those fast runs or those fast licks. It's not the idea. The idea is to play minimum half hour, 1 hour of very dedicated, deliberate practicing, and then you go and play guitar and have fun, and then of course you play as many hours as you want, maybe 8 hours, 10 hours, jam, play with your friends, do concerts, take care of your career and all this stuff, of course. But some technical things is very important to dedicate. At least I would suggest 1 hour a day, but every day. So, but there's a lot of techniques. If you can do it for 2 hours, 3 hours, great. But it's very hard to practice to a very deep level for 3 hours in a row. It's very hard to focus. So it's better to do 1 hour and then, a few hours later, another hour, and things like this. So let's see. ST guitar practice 3 months to play For the Love of God. Yeah, For the Love of God from Steve I. Yeah, That's yeah, it's a dedication if you want to play that song, you know, depending on your technique or that you already have, but you're gonna take a while, and you don't need to be in a hurry, you know. You can always, as I said here, just get a lick, a phrase, 2 bars, and just build the song, you know. Of course, the song from Steve Vai, um, I think by the end of the song, it's a lot of notes, a lot of solos. That's the hard part, and then the beginning of the song would be more how to interpret, which is not easy most of the times. How to do the right band and the right timing. That's a different kind of practice. Practice is not so much about uh, the technical skills. So then, in this case, it would be more listening, try to mimic, maybe watching some videos of Steve Vai playing to get the vibe, you know. So yeah, so it's a little bit different way of practicing, but you can also have a structure how to practice those kind of bends and vibratos, and another time you're going to practice perfectionism, you know, playing clean and accurate, and playing try to play faster, so every song is going to sound easier for you if your technique is up there, right? Come to Turkey, yeah, why not? So just go now to the guitarhacks.com. Let me write here so you guys can go there and subscribe. I'm gonna put some videos there, and some special stuff there. Special stuff is coming up beginning next year. So just register there. And my idea, I have a lot of videos prepared already in this guitar hacks, but also I wanna, during the tour, I wanna practice some stuff and share with the people that are there inside the guitar hacks. So that's my idea during the tour in January, February in Europe. You know, backstage stuff, but practicing, always about practicing. Probably online on YouTube I will share the lifestyle a little bit, so sometimes I do my videos backstage, whatever lifestyle, but the practicing routine and how to keep up ready for I don't know, 4 or 5 shows a week, and I will share if you subscribe to the guitarhacks.com. All right, so let me read a little bit what you guys are talking. Let's see, Buried Revival. I have a problem with switching thrash picking and riff to some sweep picking. It's like my hand is not ready to switch from gallop. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, I know that. Sometimes you're in this mood, like you're in the like galloping and the thrash and like super, and then suddenly you want to play like I don't know, right? Some, or I don't know, as you said, some sweeping. Yes. So I believe it is different. It's a different vibe. So let's say you're like super easy rhythm, and then you're like full energy, and then suddenly you have like those difficult solos, which is basically what happens when I play Megadeth, because you're like the energy smashing the guitar, and then suddenly you have to do like the solos, and the thing is, so if you really, I believe, okay, so that's my point of view on that. If you really practice, if you know how to practice the solos, and it's also a state, it's not only the technique, but a state of mind of, okay, now comes the solo, and then you have this transition of like head banging and playing like a just E, super violent, and then working on this transition, which is like I can talk about myself. So I would just it's a lot related to breathing, you know, because it's like, you know, headbanging, whatever, you know, full energy, and then it's like you have to kind of step back and put your brain into the next part. So working on this transition, you know, and then step back and um, prepare yourself for the next part. So let's say live is difficult. I think sitting, you know, in your room is should be that complicated, that hard as playing live, because live you're full on, and then suddenly you have this difficult solo that requires a technical, you know, it's very technical and requires more, you know, precision. So normally what I do, I just kind of stop doing the energy rhythm a little bit before, let's say 8 bars before, like a little bit before, whatever, 10 seconds, you know, just, and then if it, probably in a conscious way, I have to say. So you can see, if you see any videos live, I'm probably gonna walk and start walking. And then if you start walking, it's because I'm like thinking about my breath, you know? And then it's like, even for somebody asked about the tornado solo. So you're like playing the rhythm before that, right? Uh, uh, right, playing the riff, and then I just walk. And then when I'm walking, I'm like, okay, mindfulness kind of, okay, the solo is coming. I cannot play any wrong notes now. Like, although I don't think like I cannot play any wrong notes, because if you think that, you will play wrong notes. But it's more like, okay, I know how to play it. Let me play it, you know. So yeah, I hear you. So it's difficult. The same goes if you're playing guitar live and then suddenly you have to play an acoustic. It's kind of the same instruments and the same notes, but it feels totally different. Or if you have to play, you know, you know, a song with a lot of energy and suddenly you have a ballad or something, it's the same thing, right? You, okay, calm down. But if you have a ballad, those, or like a metal song and suddenly an acoustic, you can always have a break. So that happens to me because I have to play Conquer or Die live, and then suddenly I have this nylon acoustic guitar, which is pretty hard to play when you're like all sweaty playing guitar, hitting the strings, and then suddenly have to be very delicate to play the acoustic. But I always ask, there's a moment, maybe like 30 seconds, and then if you see any video live, you're gonna see that I wait. I hold the acoustic guitar for a few seconds and I wait. And then I'm like, okay, now is the time. Then I put the volume up and then I start playing, you know. So yeah, I hope that helps you, what I just said. So it was a long answer. So let me see here. What's the champ? What's the story behind your song "Conflicted" from Sounds Innocent? It's one of the best modern prog metal songs. Oh, thank you, thank you. Just a nice blend of old and new metal sounds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. In a way, but I think it's. It's pretty thrash metal, right? It's not very modern, but then has some breakdowns that makes it prog, and I have some tapping, which is complicated to play live. So sometimes I don't play because the tuning is a drop C and then is a B flat on just to have this chord. To have a minor chord with a major seventh in an open string. The major seventh is an open string, so it's like a D sharp. Well, anyways, so it's a cool thing. Yeah, thank you. But it's very 80s, I would say, because it has the And I'm doing what I do a lot. Megadeth doesn't have it, but on my songs you will find a lot when you mix major and minor all the time. So I start with a E. The riff is E minor, right? Like the Phrygian. And I hope you guys know the modes, but we can do a live about the modes if you want. But anyways, be there on the guitarhacks.com, and then I will do some videos also about the modes at some point, 2020. But I did already some stuff, and so the melody is E. So the riff is Phrygian, is E minor, and then it goes major. And then minor. And then it's like E major, and then all the chords in the E minor key, and then E major. So that sounds a bit prog, I would say, I guess. But I like a lot to mix those modal harmonies. So it makes the songs more interesting. I believe so. All right. Argentina. Thanks, champ. Kiko, how's your inspiration for the song Dilemma? You know what? This is off here, but the Dilemma song was I composed on the piano, and I was very like a ballad, you know. Right, like this. And then it goes here. Right. I was playing like that. I was playing like a ballad, you know. And then basically that was the story. I had this is a nice melody, but it could work as a double bass metal. You know, like very angry heavy metal, power metal thing. And I had the dilemma of should I play like a ballad, you know, like soundtrack kind of thing, you know. So like a and then or should I play metal? I had the dilemma. That's why. Anyways. Live and learn, I don't remember. Right? Nothing to say. Cool. Escaping. Yeah. I think I have it. Just let me know if you guys can hear the backing track and the guitar. Just type here so I can read. Is that okay? The sounds okay? Carry on, carry on. Escaping. It's from my first album. I did very just such really like Legion. It's a song that I wrote. Yeah, it's Lydian all the time. So it's like A Lydian, then it goes to D Lydian, then it goes to C Lydian, then it goes to, well, then it goes back, and then there's the interlude. E Lydian, C Lydian, B Lydian, D Lydian. So it's a Lydian song. Should be the name of the song, basically. Anyways. Play Alan Holdsworth. I'm sorry, I'm not capable of doing that. Well, I have to say it's pretty hard to play and read all the comments like flying. Some stuff's are funny, and then it gets like, oh. Anyway, so it's pretty good. and then I don't know why I try to play that song. Although I played so many times that song in my life, so it should be good. But I don't remember the last time I played that song. Maybe months ago. So it's not years ago, but you know. Carry on. So do you hear this? Look. Because the way I play, I move a little bit my pinky and makes this squeaky sound. And then always when I play that thing, and it comes this squeaky sound that I'm not able to fix it. And I remember the recording day, and then the producer was like, "What? There's a squeaky sound." So and then it was always there. There was no Pro Tools and anything to clean this squeaky sound. So anyways, you can hear now very clear. And after that, you always hear the squeaky. I have to wash your hands anyway. Enfermo. Again, if you want to practice, let's go back to our main subject of this live. How to practice a challenging solo. So this is... So basically, you have to, if you want to practice this, you have to focus first on your right hand. Just analyze, okay, alternate picking. You can play with sweep picking if you want to. Down, up, down, up. So that's what I would do. Just be sure that the right hand knows what to do. Or 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Because if you're not able to play with one hand, of course, you're not going to be able to play the lick. So. Right? Yeah, the squeaky sound, there's a way you have just to play more with the hand like this. And then your pinky has to go up and not sideways, you know. Or of course, and it can mute a little bit more. Now it's cleaner, right? But you see the difference? So it's a small thing, but after you notice, it's always going to be there. So you have to, you know, master. It's a tiny, tiny movement. All right. So if you like the subject of how to practice, how to focus on each things that you have to practice to have a better technique, and don't spend hours, like spending hours like just noodling around, and then after a year, 2 years, and then you're stuck on the same place. So, and then you feel frustrated, and then you feel like, oh, I suck, I don't know how to play guitar, should I do something else? So normally when I see that happen is because the person doesn't know how to practice. And because if you know how to practice, you will see results so fast that you're going to be excited to come back to the guitar to play again, and then it's it's just much easier like this. And then you practice every day, and then you know, for 1 hour, and then you know how to practice, and then you go and start playing the songs that you want to play, the solos that you want to play, because you know how to do, you know how to prepare a structure, so you can follow step by step to, at the end of the month or in 3 months or in a year, to play the song that you want to play. Because if some other people are playing, you are able to play it, you know. If you see somebody playing something live for real, you can play as well, you know. The thing is, sometimes you see people that are not really playing that live, so that's another thing. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, just so if you like this content, this kind of subject, just subscribe to the. I'm gonna put it again here, guitarhacks.com, because just beginning next year, we're gonna have a lot of videos about that, and also during the tour, I will share some videos of me practicing and preparing myself for the tour. So, guitar hacks, just writing here, .com. Just subscribe, and you will see. Carry on solo. Have to practice. So again, if you want to practice only the first phrase, so when I played now, it didn't, so it was wrong here. So I just have to go there straight, and then fix the problem, which was here. And I would play first slower. So the main thing was acknowledging that, okay, this is hard, so finding, because I didn't pick, so if I get the right note, now the legato phrases will sound better. And then I would practice only this little thing here. Right? So, easy. So, let me see what's going on here. We're almost 1 hour now, so that's good. A lot of comments. Shadow Hunter solo. The scale. I don't remember the solo. I think it's a Lydian scale. Yes, I have to listen. I don't remember. Yeah, a lot of questions here. I'm getting confused. How do I remember all those solos? There was Alexander. I don't remember the solos. I prefer some, because we are always playing the songs, but I have to listen once. It's like remembering a story, you know, somehow. It's not that, oh wow, the guy knows like 2,000 notes. I don't know how many notes will have a solo, but you remember the storyline, and then if you have your technique up to date and you understand the scales as well, how it goes. So you listen, and then it somehow the brain connects the perception of, okay, I know it's minor, I know it sounds minor, I know it sounds Lydian, right? You develop that skill as well. So you remember like the story. So okay, it starts, whatever. It starts with the scale. It starts with the scale and then has the melody, and the melody normally stays in our heads, right? If you probably remember melodies, no problem. Even if you don't know how to play, you remember the melody. So, and then you know it's a story. So you know it's a scale in the beginning, and then whatever has the pentatonic thing, and then you have a lick, and then you have a bend. You kind of know the story, and then if you listen, that's why sometimes you don't need to play. Just listen. Okay, I remember the story. It's like, if you tell me like whatever, the Three Little Pigs story, you probably don't remember exactly. So then if you listen once, you say, oh, okay, I remember when I was a child. I remember. Now you can tell the story to another child. You just need one time to listen again, just to remember the story. Anyways, that's the way I see it. So I don't remember the souls. Like somebody I was asking, a Shadow Hunter, which is an Anglo song from 2000. We recorded in 2005, and then we played that song live. Maybe 2008, 2009, but never again. So I don't remember. I have no idea. So I have to go back to listen. Okay, and then probably if I listen and I'll try for 10-15 minutes, I'll be able to play. But I would never, maybe one day I do it live, but not now. I'm doing my solo album. So Megadeth is recording a new album, and because Dave's treatment, we stopped, but we have many, I like almost finished song. The finished word, it doesn't really apply when you compose. There's always something you want to add, but I would say that the songs are pretty done. Maybe I don't remember, like 13 songs, 12 songs. I don't remember now, but some songs might need some more love or some more, try more stuff, or maybe add parts or intros or something. But because of Dave treatment, we stopped, and then we're coming back now for the tour and to finish those songs and record us on the new album. In the meantime, I had guitar album, let's put it like this, and ideas, and I'm almost I recorded almost everything. I have to do some keyboards now. I'm doing some keyboards, and there's little things that are missing, and So yesterday, if you saw my stories on Instagram, I was recording some acoustic guitar, and then I was the little few parts, not many, acoustic guitar. How should we practice music theory? Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes I always get confused about the music theory thing because it's very broad. What is that? Like, music theory would be names, right? Names of the notes, of intervals, and how to read score, or if it's harmony, how all the names of functions and modes and all that. So I believe the best way is, of course, always applying, But some people, there are some great books about music theory, but if you were talking about, the basic levels, I would always play. So let's say you learn the intervals. Let's talk about very simple things, but very important, very fundamentals. Understanding Why is a perfect fifth? Why the name? And then because of the harmonic series, that's the answer. And then so just go and okay, fifth. I understand it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have a C, C, D, E, F, G, so it's a C, G. Okay, so you understood the theory, which is a fifth. But okay, so how does this sound on your instrument, and what can you do with that? So you can do a power chord, but you can also do a phrase of consecutive fifths, like, or you can play a melody. There's a lot of melodies that starts on the fifth. So you have a C, so I have a C chord, right? So you start on the fifth, so you try to see how it sounds. So you're using like a very simple concept, fifths. But then now you play a chord with that, you play a melody with this. What about the consecutive fifths? Like one note, the fifth, and then the fifth of the fifth, and then keep going on fifths. Right, so sounds like Steve Vai, right? So that's the fifth. So you learn a simple thing, and then now it's like, oh, I can't play a chord, so how would it be like a... So like play a song only with fifths, a melody, and then it's a simple theory thing, but you're applying in many different ways. Maybe you go to the piano and put a fifth and listen how it sounds, how the piano, how the harmonics go so well together and stuff like this, Anyways. Do you make many mistakes when you play live? Yeah, of course. The mistakes are part of the live show, and the thing is not playing any mistake. Depends. Sometimes it's just a note that you didn't play well the note. Sometimes it could be like a band that's out of tune. Sometimes you can miss completely. That's bad. Or if you play a chord that's wrong, it doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. But like miss a band, or play or miss a note, or just the scale just get floppy or dirty. There's a lot of distractions when you play live as well, but it's just very hard to play precisely 100%, and it was never my goal as well, And sometimes you have to find a compromise of, how we're going to interact with the audience. It's a compromise because you're probably going to play some wrong stuff or not so precise because you're moving around and doing stuff, Or it can be like really like a classical musician would do, or like a Dream Theater guys, like more like in their places, and then they were play perfectly everything, So you find the balance, That's the way I think. But the goal is like, it's not the mistake itself, but how do you react to that mistake? That's the key point, So how fast can you correct the mistake? How fast can you react to that mistake? That's the thing, So if you make a mistake and then it's like, oh no, I played that wrong note, and then what's going to happen because the song you're playing, right? So probably you're going to play another wrong note because you're focusing on the past, the note that you just played. So instead of just, okay, forget about it, keep playing, keep having fun. So if you start reacting with a negative mindset, and then you're gonna make all the mistakes. So, and also, if there's a wrong note, how you like fast can correct. So let's say you're playing. Yeah. Like, let's say, like a wrong note, like this one, right? So how you like fast? You just go, oops. It's just a no, oops. You know, it's not like, oh, the wrong note. So it's like how fast you react to the. How to improve? A lot of questions. Andrés Morales, Colombia, ¿cómo estás? Bien. Play Raúl. Yes. All right, I'm gonna play another one. How do you improve your vibrato? Yeah, I did there's a YouTube video that I talk about this a little bit. Well, the first thing would be, I guess, would be watching a lot of great players, because you understand the movement and try to get inspired, and you kind of understand how would be the beautiful sound of a vibrato. Not only guitar players, but like vocalists, you know. And then the vocalists, they would normally, oh well, depends, but they normally wait a little bit. So like, you know, it's not like straight. It's like, yeah, right. So try to pay attention, and then you try to mimic, you know, copy, you know. And then of course you have the speed of the vibrato, the length of the speed, you know, the waves that you know, if you imagine waves, so it would be like this, larger waves would be like smaller waves, you know, faster waves, right? So the more intensity if you do it faster, or if you wait and then start. So you can play with that. You can accelerate, you can do like slow and then fast, like slow and fast. So you can even write down those things and then combine them, right? Slow vibrato, slow to fast, fast to slow. You know, wait and then a fast one, wait and then a slow one, or a fast one and then wait. Right? Fast and then wait and then bend in the end, you know. Right? So many ways. So maybe you write down all the possibilities and start combining them. Cool? All right. Cool. All right. All right. Important advice. How can I be more creative? Important advice to students. Um, lots of advices. Well, here was we're about to talk about how to practice so you can be more creative. Because if you spend all the time, I'm gonna put again the you know sorry, the guitar hacks. So just be with me. Subscribe there to Guitar Hacks. I will bring some videos, some content about how to practice, how to structure your time to practice guitar so you can have free time to be creative. Because being creative is not like, oh, I'm gonna be creative. You have to work. You have to give time to your brain to come with solutions and ideas. You have to be there like noodling your guitar, your acoustic guitar, playing a little bit of piano, even if you don't play piano, just like playing some notes, get inspired by the sounds, listen to music, go listen to old stuff, classical stuff, flamenco, whatever, get inspired by sounds and stuff like that, So you need time. Go for a walk, for a shower, and then play guitar, and then okay, record the ideas. So if you stay the whole time trying to play faster or play that solo from somebody else, you're gonna be great guitar player, but maybe not so creative. So you have to have the time for this to let your brain be creative. The space in your brain. So that's why I talk a lot about how to practice, because the more you know how to practice, practice the skill on your instrument. The more you know that, how to do it, the less time you spend, for that result. You're gonna have faster results with less time spent on your instrument. On the actual practicing techniques and exercises. So then you can spend time on your instrument to be creative, to create music, to compose, to learn different stuff, different styles, harmonies, and combine theory and harmony, as we said here. So that's a how to practice Michael Romeo. Yes, exactly. So how, probably if you ask him, how he got all that technique, so he probably has his own way of approaching it. And I have my own way, but I also researched it. I was like learning and asking people and reading about it, and talking to classical musicians mainly because they are like perfectionists, and so I came up with my own way of doing it, you know. So that's why I'm asking you guys to enroll there in guitarhacks.com, because then I can, you know, send you materials and stuff, free lessons, and kind of build a community of people that wants to talk about that, you know, and probably in the near future also about harmony and other stuff, composition and all that. But for now, I want to really focus on that. How to practice is something that I like a lot to talk about, and yeah, minimal left hand exercises. I mean, not to move, right? There's a lot of exercises, but the main thing is how you approach your practicing, because the thing is, if you want to play, you don't want to, if you don't want to let your fingers fly away from the neck, you have to have a consistent practicing routine for that, because of course the tendency is your fingers just move away from the neck. So, but that's like basic. It's always, it goes back. It might sound boring, because it goes back to the fundamentals. You know, it's like any sports guy, I don't know, Michael Jordan would do the same, or you know, anyone would do, you know, basic stuff. So, like, let's say if you have a problem with your pinky, you just fix your pinky here, and now you play 3 notes. Right? That's a simple exercise. So if you don't need to do hours of that, if you do it every day, a little bit, and the variations of that and other ones like this, you can put even here, which is difficult, you know. Right? So practice those kind of exercises. It's going to help you a lot. So if you have a routine of several exercises like this, and then you play for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that's kind of what I do in a way. So yeah, but of course you have to have all the kinds of exercise. Only this is gonna do a part of the job, right? So yeah. Do a guitar giveaway. Almighty. Cool. Thais. Yes. Cool. I think it's time for me to go, huh? We're over an hour here. So I enjoyed to be with you guys. And 1 hour, 20 minutes. So I want to say goodbye for you guys. Yeah. So what fun! Thank you for all the messages and all the questions and everything. And yeah, I'm probably gonna do it. You know, end of the year. I'm probably gonna do more lives like this. So be around. Em português as well. Vou fazer em português depois, talvez amanhã, quem sabe. So we're gonna do some in Portuguese, some in English, and it's always fun to talk to you guys and play a little bit. And I need to play guitar anyway, so it's fun anyways to share with you guys before the tour. Okay. Thank you very much, and see you and soon. So let me see how I disconnect this here. Stop streaming. Cheers. Bye.